Okay, in this video I'm going to walk through the process that I use to paint the raised Ford logo on these fenders. I actually plan on having this portion of the video at the end of the video where I welded this in. However, it took me 30 minutes to paint one of these, and the video of me welding it just kind of ran long, so I decided to break this out into a separate video. But this is the finished product, and I'll have some pictures of the other side as well as some of the red ones off of my 861. And this video is going to be a little boring because I don't really talk too much while doing it because I'm so concentrated on it. And like I said, it was a 30-minute video. However, half the time my hand's covering part of the logo and you can't really see what I'm doing. So versus having it, real time, I'm going to cut out a lot of the stuff where you can't see my hands. But just know it took me 30 minutes. So if you plan to do it this way, plan on at least 30 minutes to do one side. But as you can see, the end result is really good. So with all that being said, let's start getting them painted. Alright, so now that I got the fender painted gray, I already went ahead and just buffed the area where the bug got in it. I didn't do the whole fender, I just didn't want to do that. Now it's time to paint the logo. There's a couple of ways you can do this. You can either buy a decal, you can just go over it with a roller, you can mask it all off with tape, whatever. I think they actually sell a decal that'll go over it, you can just spray it. But the way that I'm going to do it is a pinstriping brush. And it does take a little bit of finesse to do it this way, but I think the end result is a lot better. And I'm not a professional pinstriper by any means. I kind of know enough to be dangerous. But anyway, what I've got here is a 00 Mac brush. It's a sword striper brush. And I've got my little onion board with a clean sheet, my blue New Holland paint, and then I got some Zylol thinner. And one other thing I have is I have a paper towel because, like I say, I'm not a professional pinstriper. I will mess up. I know the professional pinstriper doesn't make mistakes, but we're trying to follow this. We're not trying to just make a design. So that makes it a little easier to screw up. I just have some paint here on the board. I'm going to add a few drops of paint thinner to it. Then I'm going to start paletting the brush, which is basically where you just fill the brush up. And you kind of have to guess on the amount of thinner. But you keep paletting it until you can take the brush and basically draw a line. And the way I do these is I first outline. Like I'll outline the ORD first, and then I'll come in and fill it in. And then I'll do the lower portion of the F, and then I'll finish with the top part of the F. And like I say, I'll always outline it first because then you just go back and fill it in. So we'll see how much times I screw up here. I got a little heavy right there.
Might be able to fix that.
Nope, made it worse. And I'm actually painting like where it rolls over, because if you look at the beginning of this video, you'll actually see the red paint was over the side, so that's why I'm painting the blue on these. And I see a little screw up right there. Paint ran and stuck together. Right here in between the D, that should not be like that. Just paper towel is just a dry paper towel, but you can add a little thinner to it if need be. Okay, so now that I'm happy with the outline, I can just come back in and fill it in.
So there's the O, the R, and the E, D finished. So now I got to get some more paint mixed up here. And this is probably the hardest part. In all honesty, it's kind of like right in through here. This is actually kind of easy because you just kind of swirl the brush. Okay, so there's that part, the F complete.
Okay. I think I'm happy with this now. Okay, so there's the finished pinstriping of the Ford. It's not perfect. Like I say, I'm not a pinstriper, and this is going to be a work tractor. So I'm going to clean my brush up real quick, and then we'll get a closer look at it.
And there you can see a good shot of it. Like I say, it's not 100% perfect, but it's good enough, and I'm happy with it. And rolling the paint over the edges like that really makes it pop up out of the fender. Alright, so now let that set. And this does not have any hardener. This is just paint and thinner. So that'll take, you know, 2, 3, maybe 4 days to cure. I can go ahead and install these on the tractor. I just have to be mindful of not grabbing a hold of that. So hopefully that'll be something I can work on tomorrow. We'll get these put on, get the lights put on it, or light in this case, and then we can start moving on towards the hood.